Your whole life, you've been told that crying is weakness, that strong people hold it in, that successful people don't show emotions, that if you cry easily, something's wrong with you. Complete lie. Science says the opposite. These people possess an ability that most people never develop in their entire lives. Today, we'll break down what actually happens in the brain of a person who cries easily and why your tendency to cry is not a problem to fix, but a strength to understand. Stay until the end, because we'll explore the connection between tears and success, the one nobody talks about, what tears actually mean. Here's a fact that changes everything. Humans are the only species on the planet that cries from emotions. Nature created this ability specifically for us. Evolution preserved it over millions of years. Does that mean tears are a mistake, a flaw that needs to be hidden, or that they're an important part of what makes us human? When you cry, your body does something incredible. It flushes stress hormones out through tears, literally gets rid of toxins that built up from emotional tension. Tears contain cortisol, that very stress hormone that destroys your body when there's too much of it. Crying is your body's way of regaining control. It's a biological survival mechanism, but here's what's interesting. Why do some people cry at the slightest thing, while others can't squeeze out a tear even at a funeral? Why do you cry watching a touching commercial while your friend sits there stone-faced? What's the difference? Why some people cry more easily than others? Your brain is wired differently. There's a region in the brain called the amygdala. It's responsible for processing emotions. In people who cry easily, this region works more intensely. It notices emotional signals faster, reacts more strongly. Imagine two radios. One is tuned to mid-range frequencies. The other picks up even the faintest signals. Both work correctly, but one catches what the other misses. Your brain is the one that catches more. It's simply a different setting. For example, you're in a meeting. A colleague talks about their struggles. Everyone nods politely, says the right supportive words, and your eyes well up with tears. Here's what's actually happening. While others hear the story, you feel it. Your brain doesn't just process information. It experiences someone else's pain as its own. This is called empathy. This doesn't mean others are heartless. Their brain simply processes emotions at a surface level. Yours goes deeper. You don't just understand that someone is hurting. You feel it in your body. There's another factor, the nervous system. Some people's nervous systems are more sensitive from birth. It's just a trait. Your nervous system shifts into emotional response mode faster and activates the tear glands. If you've ever been told, stop crying, or don't be so sensitive, hit like. What does your tendency to cry mean? Society says weakness. Science says something completely different. People who cry easily possess higher emotional intelligence. They have the ability to recognize their own and others' emotions, understand them, and manage them. And here's the paradox. People think emotional intelligence is the ability to keep a straight face and stay calm. But that's emotional suppression, a completely different thing. True emotional intelligence is when you feel an emotion fully, acknowledge it, understand where it comes from, and decide what to do with it. People who cry easily have already gone through these steps. All that's left is learning to channel that sensitivity. Look at people who are strong, never cry, and always keep their emotions to themselves. What happens to them over time? They explode, because suppressed emotions don't just disappear. They accumulate, like trash in a house that nobody takes out. Now, look at people who cry, who process emotions in the moment. Yes, it's hard for them right now. Yes, they look vulnerable, but an hour later, a day later, they're fine. Because they don't carry emotional weight for years, they release it immediately. That's real strength. You think your sensitivity makes you weak? In reality, it makes you resilient, because you know how to recover faster than those who keep everything inside. You know what's one of the top predictors of success? Not IQ, not talent, not connections. Emotional intelligence, the ability to understand people, to sense what's happening in a room, to pick up on moods, to build deep connections. And people who cry easily, they have this in their blood. Your ability to cry is the foundation for influence, because when you cry with someone, you create a bond that words can't create. When you show what you feel, people trust you. because they know you're real. In a world where everyone wears masks, plays the role of the strong one, being vulnerable is courage. And it's what people crave, even if they don't realize it. Are you someone who cries easily? Have you ever been told it's a weakness? Write in the comments. Let's show how many of us there actually are, and that we're not alone. But there's one important thing. Not all tears are the same. Sometimes frequent crying isn't just sensitivity. It's a signal that something is wrong. If you cry every day, if you can't stop, if tears interfere with living, working, socializing, it could be depression, burnout. Your body is trying to tell you something. Listen to it. Frequent tears without an apparent reason are a cry for help. Don't ignore it. Sometimes it's important to acknowledge that you need support. Dehydration, stress, lack of sleep, hormonal changes, all of this can make you more prone to tears. It makes you human, a human who needs to take care of themselves. To see more content about psychology, emotional intelligence, and understanding yourself better, subscribe to the channel. Here we talk about what truly matters. If you cry easily, stop apologizing for it. Your tears are a sign that your heart is still open. In a world that teaches us to be cold, that's rare. Learn to use your sensitivity, but don't hide it. The world needs people who are still capable of feeling.